Hello. This is going to be about the first Liberalist meeting, which was held in London on Saturday night. That's last night, as I'm recording this. And it's a very quick observation on what went on. I got a stamp, which is on my arm. I was going to show it to everyone. And then I had the thought, oh gosh, maybe some Antifa idiot who thinks he's being very clever will look at the stamp and forge it and then use it to gain access for himself and his friends to the next Liberalist meeting. So I thought maybe I'd better not show the stamp. Fucked up world we're in. Okay, that's the first one. As for the Liberalist meeting itself, it was amazing, and I think a really good time really was had by all. I'm so glad I managed to list my name because it just went so quickly. I just happened to see the posting in time. On the other hand, there is a slight problem which I do hope can be fixed. At the beginning of the evening, I got there very early. I think I was just about the only woman there except for the cloakroom girl. I was certainly the oldest person in the room throughout the evening. Later on, there were more women, and a small group of women who had come on their own sort of agglomerated, and we all sat round a table. We were from all walks of life, and it was lovely to have that conversation with people like that. And then a few men came in as well, and it was really great. There were other women there who had come in with companions, and they were scattered throughout the room, but there is no doubt that the whole organisation was mostly men, and mostly, I'd say, in the 20 to 30 demographic. There were obviously some on either side, but very few women, and apart from me, as far as I could see, no one beyond middle age, or actually even approaching it. Sargon was having a fantastic time surrounded by admirers, and that's fine. He deserves it. He deserves all the admiration he gets because he's doing something amazing. The problem is that chilling with like-minded people, mostly also of his generation, not quite, he was probably a little older than many of them, but that's not how a social or a socio-political movement should be. As for me, my problem was being a woman, and it really is a problem. And the other women had the same problem, although nobody voiced it at the time, and I have understood it only after a night's sleep. As it so happened, I was on one side of the room getting a drink when Sargon was arrived and was in the middle of the room and gave a short greeting to everybody. So immediately after he stopped talking, he was surrounded by people, but I had to get back through that crowd to get to my friends on the other side. So I happened to be passing Sargon. We were within an arm's length, and I tapped his shoulder and I said, "Hello, I'm Demiret." And what I wanted to say was, there's a group of women in the next room who are talking to each other but won't come out here, feel a bit constrained. But I didn't say that because it was very noisy, and I tapped his shoulder and I said, "Hello, I'm Demiret." And he looked at me and he said, "I can't hear you." And he couldn't, there was just too much noise and crush going on. And I felt like I was intruding because there were all these young men standing around him. I felt like I was pushing in somewhere where I shouldn't be. And you know what? I said, "No, it's not important." And I walked on. I let those women down in the other room. And it was important, what I wanted to say. There was a group of women in the next room who should have spoken to him, who should have been spoken to. One of the women had to leave early to get back home to breastfeed her baby. And she lived at a great distance from central London. That's real grit. That's real determination. That's real conviction. I'm not knocking the men who were there, but I'll bet very few of them had that sort of responsibility. And I missed that opportunity, and it's my fault. And actually, that's something like what's wrong with the balance of society. And it's something we have to think about. We really do. All right, that's my thoughts on the liberalist movement. Long may it reign, and may it prosper.